Hi everyone, good evening and welcome to another session of Fertility Yoga. Before I pass over to our lovely yoga teacher Annie, I'll just need to go through our usual disclaimers. So when practicing yoga online, please remember it's up to the individual to assess whether they are ready for the class that they've chosen. And when, obviously, if you suffer from specific injuries or disease, it's best to consult your doctor first. The practice of yoga requires you, the practitioner, to gauge the safety of your practice within your own personal physical limitations. Remember, it's better to build up slowly rather than force strain, and whilst you may feel exertion, you should also feel relaxed. The techniques and suggestions presented in this webinar are not intended to substitute for proper medical advice, and you should always consult your doctor before beginning any new exercise program. Neither Fertility Network nor Annie Perry assume responsibility for injuries suffered while practicing these techniques. And with that being said, time to pass over to Annie. Thank you so much, Annie.
Thank you, Emily. Hi, everybody. I hope everyone's okay. Just a few things before I start. Number one, I have really hurt my back this week, okay? So if I come out of a posture, don't just copy me, okay? I'll tell you when to come out, okay? Because this is the first class I've taught all week. I had a really muscle spasm on my back this week. So I'm just taking it really easy, okay? As you guys should too, but I kind of probably think you guys should be staying in the posture longer than I will manage tonight, okay? So I will, as always, I'm very vocal, especially in this webinar format. So I will talk you through how long I want you to stay in a posture and when you should come out of it. But always come out of a posture if you feel it's not working for your body, okay? The whole hurting my back thing this week has really got me thinking, okay, about self-care and looking after yourself, okay? And I'm very big on that as a woman, and I'm very big on that with my fertility yoga classes, and I just think in 2020 we need to be hyper aware of that, okay? We need to be really tuned into what our bodies are telling us and what our body, mind and soul are telling us, because it's been a lot to process this year. And also with what you guys are going through, it's just like stacking these layers on, and you need to really watch yourself. I think self-care is bandied about a lot as a term. Having a bubble bath, it's not all having a bubble bath, although that's lovely. And I was just saying to Emily there, I'm having one after class. It's about more than that, okay? It's about loving yourself and taking extremely good care of yourself, okay? So you are here tonight, which is a good step in that process, okay? So going to do just a very simple breathing technique at the start. You know, I always start with a pranayama, a breathing technique, then we move into our cleansing postures, then we move into some yoga postures that I give you adaptations for through all the stages of your cycle and what's happening with you. And then we do a meditation at the end. So I actually have quite a good breathing technique to use at the end. It's called alternative nostril breathing. And I want to do that at the end because I want to guide you into a really deep relaxation tonight, because what I want to try and do is get your the neocortex, the thinking brain, to switch off. I want to get that to switch off so that we can I'll start reading you beautiful positive affirmations, and hopefully they really sink in, okay, to your subconscious mind. So the breathing technique we're starting on is very simple, okay? Quickly check what somebody's saying to me there. I can see a little pop up. Oh, I do other classes online. I do. Just follow me on or send me a message on social media. So my Instagram's at Annie Yoga Bellies, or my Facebook is Yoga Bellies East Kilbride. Find me there, drop me a message. We do one on a Wednesday night, a lot more interactive because I can see you guys and we see you and we chat and we do lots of lovely stuff. Okay, so Wednesday nights at 6:45. I didn't teach last night, closed my back, but we'll be back next week. So guys, right, so I want you just to, we're keeping it very simple to start tonight, okay? We're keeping it in an easy pose, so a Sukhasana, grabbing hold. You know I love a wee cushion because we're restorative yoga, we are nourishing yoga. So wee cushions, props and things are lovely to have on hand, okay? And what I want you to do, like I said, it's a very simple breathing technique, is really focus on your inhalation tonight, because I want you to really focus on building space in your heart center. We're also linking into what the moon's doing. We're coming up to a beautiful full moon next Tuesday. So this is quite a heart-opening, joyful type of breath, okay? And we're going to start with that, okay? So everything about what we do is a meditation. Everything, it's a moving meditation. So that means that everything is, gosh, everyone's I will do, yeah, if you're on the 2-week wait, bloody 2-week wait, it's horrible. It's, right, let me just do this. At Annie Yoga Bellies. Okay, that's everybody. I'm sending my, I couldn't get an at sign there, my husband's laptop. At Annie Yoga Bellies. I'll keep you right with 2-week wait. I'll keep you right with first half of the cycle, second half of the cycle, ovulation, menstruation. I'll keep you right with all that, guys, okay? I always try to, okay? Okay, easy pose. So everything's mindful, like I said. The sit bones are connected down with the mat. We then look down at our legs. So you want to sort of tuck one foot under one shin and then the other one tuck under the other calf and shin. And then as you look down, there's nothing tight here about how you're holding your legs in. You've got a lovely wee triangle that you can look down into. The knees are sort of gently flopping towards the floor. Let's draw the attention now to our hips. So find your little hip bones. And what I want you to try and do is visualize and feel them lifting slightly. So we want to lift them up. And then that, as you do that, lift your hips, you'll feel a beautiful lengthening through the spine to the crown of the head and opening of the chest. Let's roll the shoulders back and then let's draw them down. And then let's place the hands on the knees and close your eyes, okay? And begin to focus on your breath. So with your hands on your knees, these are the little subtle things, right? I want you to get a lovely deep connection to your body, okay? So placing your hands on your knees, you will automatically have done this a certain way. You'll either have put your palms facing down or your palms facing up. That's a very subtle gesture that's telling you how you're feeling your body. Hands facing down, you want to feel more grounded. You feel you need that connection. Perhaps you're feeling more tired. You're perhaps in a part of your cycle that there's lower energy. Hands facing up means that you're a bit more open and receptive on this day, okay? It doesn't mean that's how you are all the time. It means on this day, okay? So have a play with those two and see how you're feeling. And then just a few breaths connecting in with yourself, okay? And the eyes closed really helps because it just takes one stimulus away, so one stimuli away, which is all your visual senses. So now you're focusing within. So take a moment. Where are you in your menstrual cycle? You know, is that reflecting on how you're feeling energy-wise, emotionally? What's going on with you at the moment? Whatever's going on, we're going to try and just release it for now. You have this hour to yourself, this blissful hour, and you're going to try and spend it in as much of a meditative state as you can. And that simply means by being in the present moment, focusing on your breath, focusing on your body, focusing on you, because you deserve this time. Okay, now that we've started to settle down, we're going to start focusing, like I said, on the inhalation. So just giving a bit more focus to deep inhalations that begin to open up and create space in the chest, okay? Breathe right down on your inhalation to the womb space. So as you do these deep inhales, you're opening the chest and the heart, but you're also visualizing the breath going down into the womb space and nourishing that area. And then you can do those beautiful falling out exhales, which are really good for releasing things that aren't serving you well at the moment. Are there worries? Are there stresses? Just try and breathe them away and release. So remember, your main focus is your inhale, creating spaciousness, bringing energy, and above all, bringing joy to your body, okay? Okay. A couple more. All right. And then begin to blink your eyes open and bring yourself back into your little yoga space that you've created for yourself, okay? Right. I'm going to stay in that Sukhasana, but we're going to switch our legs, okay? What we tend to do is, everyone does this, you favour a side of your body, you favour a side of your hips. So you can end up with quite a lot of tension on one side of your hips. I'm definitely guilty of that myself. And if you're creating tension, what are you doing? You're not letting blood flow move through. So all of that is just a simple thing I'm asking you to do, is switch over your Sukhasana. All we're asking. All right, so I just want to get moving in a beautiful navel circles, okay? So you're literally, if you did have your hands up in that beautiful open receptive way, you'll notice I didn't feel like that tonight. I was like hands down. Everyone's different. We're going to, if your hands were up, bring them down, just cup and round the knees and just start lovely little circles that move round and round. This is really feminine, these navel circles. It starts to really focus your body into the sacral chakra, which is your sort of where your womb space is really, and also your root chakra, which is where your pelvic floor is. So if you are any other time in the month apart from menstruation, and maybe if you're on your 2-week wait, don't do this either. Try and invite a bit of a kind of pull up of the pelvic floor. You can really engage it through the practice. It's called your root lock in yoga. It's called your Mula Bandha, and it's like a kind of way to lock energy into your body. Of course, if you're menstruating, then we don't want that. We want to let the energy flow outwards. Like, let's have a pause and go the other way. Keep your breathing moving nice and deep, okay? And if your mind starts to do that wandering mind, that chattering monkey mind, we call it in yoga, or wandering away in a big train of thought, just draw it back in and focus on your breath, okay? Right, so we're back into nice neutral, okay? We're just beginning to warm up the body. We're just simply going to do a nice little stretch for the shoulders. We hold so much tension down our neck and our shoulders. This is a really nice one for alleviating it, okay? Bring your hands onto your shoulders and then just begin rotating the shoulders. Start small, and then as you do, take the elbows, so take the elbows up towards your ceiling, round, and then down towards the floor. So it's just a very simple sort of slow massage of a movement. Keep your breath moving freely. Trying to focus in on any little sensations or feelings down the neck or in between the shoulder blades. Go forward as well. I don't know if you were going forward actually. I was kind of going backward circles there. I'm just going to switch them. If you were doing forward ones, change the direction. Okay. And then release down. Give your wrists a wee roll. Quite tough in the wrist, that one, isn't it? And then we're going to go nice side seated pose, okay? So take the left hand onto the mat, bring the right hand and lift it all the way up and over. Now, I am not going too deep here, right? I can go much deeper, but mind I told you about my sore back. So I'm just going gentle. But if you want, you can really stretch over there. If you're really going for it and you're stretching away over, just make sure both sit bones are still nice and rooted, both of them nice and rooted down. And breathe and feel that beautiful stretch in between the ribs, and then go up and over to the other side. And then back into center. Okay, one more little posture from Matasana. I think we should, no, we won't switch our legs, we'll just keep them, then we'll switch them in a minute, okay? This is where we start to bring some twists in, right? So you know what I'm all about in these classes if you've been coming. If you've just joined me, don't worry. I explain everything every week, but I'm about blood flow moving into the pelvis, trying to get lots of nutrient-rich oxygen bloods going in, okay? Twists are brilliant for that. We're going to do a nice open one, or we're going to close it up a little more. A closed twist, a tighter twist, is for the first part of your cycle, okay? Second part of your cycle, in the 2-week or into menstruation, we just keep it nice and open, okay? I'll show you the open one first. We just simply place our right hand, just rest it on the right knee, bring your left hand and bring it to the very base of your spine at the floor, okay? Before we twist, we lift and we lengthen, we open the chest, and then we simply gaze behind. Now, again, because I've got my sore back, I'm not going too deep, and you do that too. Just gauge how deep you want to go. If you want to go much deeper, if you're in first half of the cycle, instead of resting your right hand or arm on the right knee, bring the right hand and bring it onto your left thigh, and just sort of, can you feel it pull against it? Can you feel how much deeper that is? Again, not going as deep as I normally would, guys, just because of this back of mine. Breathing deeply. So even when we're doing a twist, we're doing something that kind of brings a bit of tension to the body, we still breathe, we still infuse the body with oxygen from our breath. Okay, round to the other side. Okay, either nice and gentle and open, or more of a twist. Again, I'm just doing a nice open one here. Okay, round to the front. I didn't switch our legs. Remember I said, oh no, we'll not switch our legs, we'll do that. I meant to, see, I'm not perfect. I meant to switch your legs. So see if you're doing that one during the week, remember, and switch your legs so we don't end up with this stiff hip on one side. Right, guys, we're getting moving slightly. We're going to get moving onto our feet shortly, but we're just going to come to our knees now, okay? Want to do some moon salutes and stuff, okay? But we're going to go onto our knees and just come up to high knees, okay? So we'll do a couple of postures from here. The first one, if you've been coming for ages, you'll know it. Stretching the sole. You're probably dreading me saying that, aren't you? You're probably like, don't make us do that. But I love it. We're doing it, okay? We're doing it whether you like it or not. We're tucking our toes under. We're bringing our hips over our knees, okay? And we're going to be putting quite a lot of pressure into the soles of the feet, okay? So again, depending on your mood and your energy levels, hands could maybe come over your heart, or hands could come above the head, beautiful open chest and hands reaching up to you, depends how you're feeling. But what everyone is going to do is sit down onto your heels and stretch out through the soles of the feet, okay? And this is where you focus on the breath, moving in and out. That's your meditation. That is your distraction. It's not what's going on in the feet, that deep discomfort. It is the breath. Trying to activate lots of lovely, juicy meridians in the soles of the feet here. A few more breaths. Okay, and then come on to all fours, untuck the toes and tap your feet. So we're into a nice tabletop position and you're just simply tapping the tops of the feet. You know I love that one, guys. It's so, so good. Just for lovely reflexology points and just like it's almost like a cleansing of the body. That's so, so lovely. Right, before we get standing and up and moving, let's do some cat and cow. Again, you know how much I love this one. Bringing the parasympathetic nervous system into play, bringing that relaxation in, but also getting the pelvis moving, okay? So, on the inhale, we dip the navel down towards the floor and we take our gaze up towards the ceiling, and there's that beautiful curve of the spine. I'm not going quite as deep as I normally would, but you guys can extend the navel towards the floor, open the chest, relax the shoulders, and then on the exhale, curling up, take the chin towards the chest, curl up through the spine, tuck the tailbone under and go the opposite way, and then just keep going in time with your own breath. Inhale, dip down, exhale, curl up. So you're getting the pelvis moving here. So we've already done that through sort of those spirals that we started with. Now we're tilting it a different way. We're getting energy moving there, we're getting blood flow moving there. Just do a couple more. Okay. And then return your back to a nice neutral back, okay? The next posture we're going to do is a very gentle downward facing dog. You know, we don't, or you might not know if it's your first time. I always envisage you guys are the same people every week. I don't know why I do that, but I keep forgetting about the new folks. So our downward dog, we do not do that if we're menstruating, okay? Any other time, any other part of the cycle, you can go for it. If you're menstruating, then you're turning the body and you're not supporting that beautiful movement of energy through your body, okay? If you're menstruating, then just keep going with those cat cuddles, okay? You can do loads of them. Otherwise, down dog, okay? So let's spread the fingers, make sure they're beautifully spread. Tuck the toes under, push into the fingers, but push away from the hands. Does that make sense? So you're lifting up with the hips. Now, from tabletop, your feet are probably a little bit too close, but can we just keep a big bend in the knee here just now? We're just warming up, okay? A bend in the knee, push away from the wrists, take your gaze towards your navel and focus on opening through the chest. Let's not focus on the backs of the legs just yet. Let's focus on beautiful open chest. Then you can start to bring a little movement into the legs. So you can sort of stretch one leg straight as you bend the other. Remember to breathe as well. Every time we invert the body, it's kind of like almost a reaction to hold your breath. But here you want to keep the breath moving. You want to nourish these muscles that are still trying to warm up. Okay,
And then you're going to begin to walk your feet up towards your hands slowly and mindfully into a very gentle forward fold. I'm keeping it very gentle tonight, guys. I'm not coming into a full forward fold because of my back. So I'm bringing my hands onto my shins and just doing a kind of wee half one. But you guys can fold over a little more, but just let the hands fall, let the head fall, and just breathe, opening up the backs of the legs. Okay, and then very slowly, very carefully, very mindfully uncurl till you're standing up. And guess what? You're in a top-notch position to be doing your moon salutes now. I need to knock this back a little bit so you can see the top of my head. Now you can see my heater as well. It's freezing here. I don't know about where you guys are. Totally freezing. Right, so we're now in a standing position, okay? So now let's do some standing postures. Let's do our moon salutes. If you've been coming for several weeks, we do these most weeks. Just because linked together, they're a really good way of nourishing all the wee areas that we want, but with all these moves that are linked, okay? So it's slow though, it's not like a sun salute you would get in like a yang type, like a Bikram yoga class, which are quite, you know, you move with each breath. In this moon salute, we take our time, we sit within the postures. It's a lot more nourishing, if that makes sense, okay? So just because I talk a lot, it doesn't mean you would be moving quicker if I wasn't. Does that make sense? So if you were trying to remember this to do at home, remember to keep it really, really, really slow, okay? Right, let's begin in mountain pose. So this is where we bring our feet about hip width and really try and focus on a beautiful posture here, guys. So push down with the feet, spread the toes and feel rooted, feel grounded. Then lift your calves and engage your thighs, okay? So it's almost like the calves are coming forward, these big thigh muscles, which I've totally forgotten the name of. Why is that happening? Don't know why. Engage your pelvic floor and check in with your pelvis. We hold a lot of tension there, so give it a little spiral and just check in. Make sure it's beautifully sort of neutral, okay? If you're not menstruating, we lift the pelvic floor and very gentle hug in of the navel towards the spine, lifting all the way up to the crown of the head, okay? Then let's focus on the arms. So shoulders, rotate them back and then bring them down, and then bring the hands down by your sides, okay? And this is really important, this posture brings you so much sense of rootedness, groundedness, and real calm, okay? You should feel strong as a mountain here. You should feel like if somebody pushed you, they couldn't push you over, okay? Very important for you to feel like that, okay? Right, so now we're going to move into a nice upward salute. So we're going to open the palms of the hands up, and we're going to lift up with the arms so that the hands come together above the head, and then we can have a little gaze up to those thumbs that are together, okay? Then into a forward fold, so tilting the pelvis, folding over, standing forward folds. I'm not going too deep, you don't need to either. Hang your head though, relax your neck, okay? Then we're going to uncurl that again, all the way up. Take yourself back to that upward salute, so open the palms, bring the hands together, and then just let the hands come apart again to about shoulder width and roll the shoulders down, and then sit down as if you're in an imaginary chair. So we're putting a lot of pressure into the calves and the thighs, pelvic floor too. So give your pelvic floor a hand, lift it up. What I'm trying to do here is get lots of lovely blood flow pumping in through the hips, through the pelvis, into your womb. Lift up again, bring the hands together again, fold forward again. We're back to standing forward fold. Can you see how we're really working the pelvis here? We're opening up the backs of the legs too. Right, now we move into a lunge, okay, but a nice low lunge. So from your standing forward fold, take a nice big step back with the right foot. So take it right the way along your mat and then just drop the knee, okay? Everything's slow and mindful, remember, guys? So I'm going far too deep. I'm pushing myself too much, guys. I'm trying to take more advice. So going too deep means I took my knee too far back. On a normal week, if my back wasn't sore, my knee would be quite far back. But I'm just dialing it back. And if you feel like that too, you do that too. Bring your knee a little further forward. But what we are going to do, everybody, regardless of how far back your knee is have a little rock back and forth. Let's get all that blood flow that we pumped with that chair pose, with a forward fold. Let's get it moving. Let's get the hips opening a little more. And then let's settle down into the lunge for a few breaths. Okay, so hands are either side of the foot. Knee, as I said, is as far back as you want it to be, as feels comfortable for you. There should be comfort in this, guys. There shouldn't be, this is not you going to a spin class. This is about you sitting comfortably within your body, getting the blood flow moving, okay? Focus on your breath again. I've not mentioned your breath in a while. Okay, a few deep breaths. Then we're going to bring this front foot forward and we're just coming back to table pose. Then you're going to take a nice big inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to come into child's pose, okay? So child's pose, we take the bum and we bring it down onto the heels. We bring the forehead towards the mat. Then we're going to come back up to all fours and we're going to come up to our down dog again, okay? So back to that down dog unless you're menstruating, stay in child's pose. Breathe it out there, okay? Otherwise, down dog. So lift up those sit bones, okay? Push away from the wrists, fingers spread. So see when I say lift up with your sit bones, so really visualize those two bones right at the bottom of your pelvis and try and sort of splay them out, like widen them, lift them. Trying to get these ligaments in your pelvis moving a little bit, trying to create some space in the pelvis. Again, trying to get blood flow moving. And back down, knees to floor, adjust, back to table pose. Inhale again, exhale, child's pose. Back up to all fours, back up to down dog, lifting up. Down dog should feel easier every time because essentially you're helping those muscles at the back of the legs warm up. The muscles of the spine, of the back, are warming up too. Okay, so remember that lunge that we did with the right foot back? Now the right foot's coming forward. So let's just drop the knees and just simply take the right foot and step it forward, okay? And then you're into your low lunge. Remember we did those lovely rocks back and forth? We're going to keep doing that here because everything is about balance. Everything is about the body being completely balanced. So what we do on one side, of course, we're going to do to the other. Okay, and then back in and sort of settle for a few breaths. So hands are on the floor, gaze is forward, nice lift of your chin, a nice openness of your chest. Deep, beautiful breaths in and out through the nose. Okay, from here we're going to come to standing forward fold. Okay, so tuck the toes under of the left foot at the back, another wee rock into the body, and a step forward into standing forward fold. Okay, uncuddle. Slowly, mindfully and carefully. Inhale, lift the hands and then come into your chair. Sit down into chair pose. So grounding down with the feet, engaging the thighs, pelvic floor, lifting the hands, opening the chest. Inhale, lift, and then fold over again. Standing forward fold. Okay, uncuddle up, all the way up, hands to prayer, and then down over your heart space. All right, feeling a little bit warmer. Don't want to be creating a massive heat in the body. We want a gentle heat, so those moon salutes are perfect for that. Get the body moving slowly, warming the muscles, but we're not roasting. Right, so we're still staying standing. Just check my wee time there. Right, still staying standing, and we're doing a tree pose. Okay, just wondering, yeah, totally suitable for all parts of the cycle. But again, doing a balancing posture is a great way to check in with how you're feeling. You know, at the start I was saying that we're all guilty of just this year going, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. Try standing on one foot. Sometimes you realise you aren't actually at all. It's a really good way of, you know, if you're feeling at quite a peace and your brain's pretty doing good, switched off, standing in a balanced posture should feel quite good. And again, this will vary through your cycle as well. We'll see what I mean. Let's just do it. I'm rambling here. I just love a balance. I just love a balance for connecting in with yourself. And the added bonus of a tree balance is that it really starts to stimulate blood flow into the hips. So right, okay, shut up, Annie. Just do it. I know I can hear what you're all saying. Right foot rooted down. Okay, let's start with the right foot. That's rooted down, nice and below the hip. And then just take the weight out of the left and bring it in, okay? Now, with this left knee, you're going to open it up like a garden gate, okay? So open it up. Really open it up though. Try your best to open that really far. You'll start to feel a couple of things happening. This right hip wants to start moving with it, but visualize the right hip and the right leg is like the gate post. You know, it doesn't move. It's all in the swinging of the gate. Right, then check. The other thing is that your hips are nice in a beautiful line, nice straight line. We don't want them popping out to the side. I'm quite guilty of that, popping that hip out. We don't want that, right? Then we're going to bring our foot either onto the calf, or your other option is the thigh. The knee's never an option, right? Never put it on your knee. Okay? See, I'm on my period just now, so I'm all over the place, right? And you'll feel that at different times of the month. Okay, get that rootedness, and then with your hands either over the heart or up and above your head, either with the hands together above your head, I know you can't see my hands, or apart, okay? See if none of that's working for you and you think, I cannot even put on my calf. Bring your foot back down onto your ankle, and why don't you just focus on opening up through the hips, okay? And breathe. Focus on remaining still, and your mind will clear.
right? Bring your foot down. See, I only had my foot in my ankle there, but still feels good. Adjust, listen to your body, okay? Let's go to the other side, or else we'll all be walking with limps because of this beautiful open hip on one side. Everything's balanced, everything's equal on both sides. Left foot rooted, right leg opening up to the side, okay? Hips nice and neutral. Pelvic floor engagement, navel engagement. Foot onto calf or thigh. You choose. Just focus on opening the hips. Focus on remaining still and balanced. And breathe. And step down. Okay, let's do another forward fold. So our last standing posture, then we'll come back towards the mat. We're doing a wide leg forward fold, but it's with a little squat in it. So we bring our legs wide. We do wide leg forward folds quite a lot, right? This one is a kind of add-on to that. It's adding a little squat. So legs are nice and wide, okay? Focus on this part, this joint here. So find the top of your thigh right into your pelvis, okay? And then we're just going to fold forward. So chest is nice and open. We're going to fold forward. We're going to take our hands off that part of the hip and towards the floor. So a lot of the time with these forward folds, I get you to bring your hands right in so you're making a line, but you're not. You're going to walk your hands forward this time. So a few paces forward, spreading the fingers, okay? So again, depending on how deep you want to go, you can bring the hands pretty far forward here, but just be mindful, okay? Hands forward. You can invite a bend in the knee because we're going to be inviting a more of a bend in the knee now, okay? So hands, fingers are spread. Then this is where we can add the little squat, okay? So again, don't go too deep if you're menstruating at all. Don't go too deep if you're in the 2-week wait. Just have this nice, gentle forward fold. If you're at the first part of your cycle, let's go for it a little more, okay? So bending the knees, taking those sit bones towards the floor. So can you see how it's like a squat here? Wide leg squat. We're just bringing the sit bones towards. And you want to do it with the breath, okay? So let's inhale, dip down, exhale, straighten the legs and bring the sit bones up. Inhale down into your squat. Exhale, lifting up. It's quite a deep one, isn't it? I mean, you can go gentle. I am going gentle because of my back and because of where I am in my cycle. But you guys can just decide what you want to do, okay? How deep you want to go. Okay, one more little squat and then come all the way up. Okay, I hope that came across. It's quite difficult to teach that one in a webinar format. Hopefully you could physically feel the blood flow going in that one, can't you? It's really good, isn't it? Okay, we're moving towards the floor. So just come down into a seated position, okay? So we're going to do some forward folds now. Forward folds are brilliant for calming the mind, which I'm trying to get you guys to do. They're brilliant for activating the parasympathetic nervous system. I'm looking around here because I want to show you if you chronically suffer with like tight hamstrings. I'm finding something. I'm finding a yoga strap, right? But it doesn't have to be a yoga strap. If you don't have a yoga strap, I've totally disappeared, haven't I? But I'm still one of these I'm looking for. If you don't have one of these, it's just like, it's a yoga strap, so it's like a belt. You can use a belt, you can use a tie, or if you don't have any of that, you can use a dish towel. I don't mean grab it now. I'm just going to use it to show you guys what to do in between if you suffer. I know a lot of people are runners, and so whenever anybody mentions a forward fold, they're like, geez, oh, can't do that, but these really help, okay? So we're going to start with Matasana, which is just a straightforward forward fold with the legs straight out in front, okay? So I've brought a cushion, right, to prop on the edge of. And again, if you suffer from tight hips or tight thighs, see if you perch yourself on the edge of a cushion, you'll feel a difference. You'll feel a nice lift into the hips. It's not necessary if you don't have a cushion, okay, but it does, I find it really helps. Okay, Matasana. So legs are straight out, toes are towards the ceiling. In fact, they're a little bit more, they're dorsiflex, they're bringing just slightly towards yourself to bring that lovely stretch down the back. And then another wee caution, if you're on stimulation drugs at the moment and you're a bit tender in your tummy, you don't have to zip your legs up together. You can just create a little bit of space in between. So bring your heels a little wider. Create a wee bit of space for your poor tummy, okay? Right, so you don't have to have a strap, okay? Just do without if you don't have one. You bring the strap round the balls of the foot, okay? Or the dish towel or the tie or whatever it is you use, you rolled up. And then you just simply wrap the strap round, okay? And you use that to pull against. Don't also think you have to lock the legs. See if you've got massively tight hamstrings, you can lift them up and pull, okay? Don't worry about that. I just wanted to show you these wee things to help, because I know forward folds are tough for a lot of people, okay? A few wee things to help. I'm going to show you without as well, okay? Lifting up with the hands. I like to lift up with the hands if I don't have a strap, because it reminds me to lengthen the spine, to lift out of the hips, and try and keep your back quite straight and fold forward, taking the hands towards either the feet, the ankles, you know, or the calves. I can't do that with my back this week, guys, so I'm just going to bring the strap. Just gaze towards the thighs. Yeah, that's not happening for me. Gaze towards the calf, sorry, and breathe. You want to really focus on the third eye. Focus on the space in between the eyebrows, the middle point and up slightly. We're really trying to calm the mind here. You can see I'm not going very deep at all. Pretty much closing my back. But go as far as your body will let you go. And breathe deeply. Okay, and then come back up. A few breaths. Okay, I might turn and face you actually. I don't know what's easiest to show you these. We're now going to do a posture called head to knee pose, which is another forward fold. Again, brilliant for calming the mind. You can use a wee strap as well. So we're going to keep the left leg straight and we're going to bend the right. So we're going to bring the right foot with the heel quite far up towards the groin, like as far up as you can get it really. Again, you can perch on the edge of your cushion. The right knee's coming towards the floor. Activate the left leg, activate the toes towards you. If you're using a little prop, bring it round. But what you're trying to do is, instead of folding straight forward there like we did with our Matasana, a very slight turn of the heart space and the chest over the straight leg, okay? Lift and lengthen, open your heart, and then fold over. And keep it gentle, like me if you need to, or go deeper. So you're taking the forehead and you're visualizing it
reaching towards mid-shin. So gaze at your shin and you'll see visualize a little midpoint and take your forehead towards it. My forehead is going nowhere near it tonight, and I'm fine with that. I'm being gentle on my body, and lift up, okay, and switch over to the other side, okay. Lift and lengthen, open your heart, relax your shoulders, and fold over. Breathing deep and easy. If the mind begins to wander, often it is in these postures that are quite static that those thoughts start to creep in. We're going to focus on the breath. Okay, back up. All right. So that's our forward folds. Before we move to Shavasana, I want to do a couple of postures from your back, okay? So we're going to do a nice twist supine spinal twist. Very nourishing, don't worry. There's nothing too deep here. It's pretty much suitable for all stages of the cycle, okay? Right, so we're moving on to our backs. Just gently moving down. And just bend the knees, okay? So you're placing the soles of the feet onto the mat. Can you see me? Like these new lights are mine again, maybe. Okay, from here, you're going to lift your feet off the mat with the knees bent, and you're just going to simply take your gaze over your right shoulder. So you're going to gaze along the floor at your right shoulder. If you've got space either side, bring your hands out or your arms out horizontally, okay? Take your gaze towards the right, and then with both your knees, let them fall over towards the left side of the floor, okay? I don't think I'm going to be able to show you guys this because of my back, but you want to be trying to keep both shoulder blades on the mat, and you want to be reaching both knees towards the floor at the other side. So you should be feeling a beautiful supine spinal twist here. Try and bring the right knee to meet the left. I know they probably won't go, but that increases that lovely stretch for you. Back into center. Gaze along the floor at the left, and let the knees come to the floor on the right. I'm just moving up and out, but don't you guys yet, just breathe there. Okay, a few breaths. All right, then bring your knees into center and just squeeze them both in towards your chest. So if you can, bring the hands round the knees, just gently cupping round the knees, and just give them a nice gentle hug in. Again, if you're on stimulation drugs, don't pull them in too tight. Keep it nice and gentle. But any other point in the cycle, you can give a nice squeeze. It's called Apanasana, and it is lovely to promote the energy of Apana in the body. Okay. And you can have a wee little rock side to side. Okay. It's now time for your Shavasana, ladies and gents, if there's gents joining us. So get yourself comfortable and cozy, okay? So I want you to be doing, as I said, I'm going to work with you with alternate nostril breathing now, okay? I said that at the start, and it can feel a little weird at first, okay? But what I'm going to ask you to do is trust me, okay? Because it really guides you into a really deep state
of relaxation, all right? So get yourself into corpse pose, get yourself warm. You want to keep warm, socks on or a blanket covering your feet. Any props you need, any cushions you need, get them now, okay? And remember, your corpse pose is lying on your back on the floor with your feet apart, your legs are apart, your toes are just flopping out to the side. Create some length in your spine, make sure your pelvis is in a nice line. We're not shifted one side or the other. Walk your shoulders down. Any money your shoulders are too high on the mat, just roll them down, and your hands are out away from your body, okay? They're not zipped into your body, they're out, and the palms are facing up, and there's a very light curl into the palms, okay, into the hands. The fingers are lightly curled and the palms are soft, okay? Now, this is where you'll think, you'll wonder what it is I'm doing, but really just trust me with this, okay? I want you to make yourself nice and comfortable, like I said, so make any last adjustments you need, but don't close your eyes yet, okay? Keep your eyes open. And I want you to look steadily at the tip of your nose. And as you look at the tip of your nose, you may find that you can see one side of it with one eye and the other side of your nose with your other eye. And that's all right, because I want you to alternate your focal points soon as you practice this yogic breath. So if you're ready, I want you to concentrate now on your breathing. And imagine you're breathing in through the left nostril. Just breathing in through that left nostril. And as you breathe in through the left nostril, I wonder if you can use the right eye to see the right side of the nose. And hold the breath for a moment or two before you slowly breathe out of that left nostril. Okay. Now imagine you're breathing in through the right nostril. And as you breathe in through the right nostril, use the left eye to look at the left side of the nose. And hold that breath for a moment or two. And let go. Just let go. Now breathe in again through the left nostril. And hold for a moment whilst you look at the right side of your nose with your right eye. And then breathe the air out of the left nostril. And I want you to continue alternating the breathing of air in alternative nostrils whilst you switch eyes to look at the opposite side of the nose. And hold each breath for a moment or two. And then breathe out of the same nostril that you breathed in through. And as you concentrate on alternating the breathing of air in those nostrils and switching eyes to look at the other side of the nose, you are aware of your body lying in your little yoga space, breathing air in alternative nostrils. And you find that each breath takes you deeper into deep relaxation. deeper into that peaceful feeling, deeper and deeper. And as you go deeper into deep relaxation, you're listening to the sound of my voice, but my words may become obscure from time to time as you go deeper and deeper. However, your subconscious mind listens at a deeper level, and you find that your eyes are beginning to get so tired and heavy. So tired, so heavy, so relaxed. And how wonderful it would be to just let them close, just let them relax, whilst you listen to the sound of my voice. Just trust in the sound of my voice as you go deeper and deeper into deep relaxation. And it's a wonderful feeling to relax, and you feel so comfortable, your body becoming heavier and heavier. Your hands and arms feel like lead weights. Your feet and legs are relaxed and heavy, and you go deeper and deeper into gentle, peace-filled rest. And if your eyes are not already closed, you can just let them close now. And your eyes feel so much more comfortable closed. And it takes no effort at all to let them remain closed as you listen to the sound of my voice. Relax, relax, let go. Now I want you to look up to the screen of your mind, just above the centre of your eyes, where your pineal gland lies, and let go. You begin to see a myriad of swirling colours, of brilliant red, vibrant orange, darker shades, blues and violets. Sit back and watch those colours swirling around in your mind. Don't try to create them, just let them be. Watch as an observer. And in the midst of all this, all these colours, is a door. And the door opens for you, and you go through, finding yourself at the top of a very long staircase. You begin to descend. Go deeper and deeper and still deeper. You just watch yourself going deeper into deep relaxation. And it's interesting to see how this happens as your eyes become so heavy, your legs and hands like lead weights. You go deeper now, deeper into that wonderful, relaxing feeling. deeper and deeper. And as you reach the bottom of the staircase, you find yourself in a beautiful place to relax. And as you relax and allow yourself to become even more comfortable, you observe more images flowing into your mind. And you watch, just see those images forming shapes in your subconscious mind. And even as you're aware of the shapes and colours of these images, you feel yourself going deeper still until the colours and shapes subside and are replaced by an inky blackness. Just imagine that inky blackness there in your mind as you drift down to the very centre of your being. Your subconscious mind rises as your consciousness descends. Like the waves on the ocean, waves tossing and turning, going high, going low, up and down. Subconscious arising as your conscious awareness goes deeper. And you're listening entirely with your subconscious mind now. And each and every suggestion that I make penetrates into the depths of your subconscious mind. I release worries and strains that put pressure on my mind and body. My thoughts are calm and peaceful. I trust my body and I respond to its needs. My reproductive system is getting stronger every single day. I am not alone. And those positive affirmations will remain with you throughout your week, even if you don't consciously remember them. So please do not try and consciously remember anything I've said. Just allow these beautiful positive feelings to course through your body and enjoy some more time just enjoying the rest that your body so deserves. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. I'll leave the music running for a while like I always do, but lots and lots of love, and thank you so much for joining as usual.